She only asked for what was already going into the trash. Not money, not sympathy, just a piece of expired cake for her 5-year-old daughter's birthday. The bakery manager laughed in her face, loud enough for everyone to hear. The customers looked away. Her little girl started to cry. But what no one realized was that a quiet man sitting in the corner had seen everything. And within days, one cruel moment inside that bakery would shatter a powerful man's career, pull a mother and child off the streets, and turn 3 strangers into a family in a way none of them ever expected. Emily Harper stood outside the bakery for a long moment before pushing the door open. She counted her breaths the way she always did when fear crept up her spine. 1, 2, 3. Her fingers tightened around her daughter's small hand. "Stay close to me, Lily," she whispered. The bell above the door chimed, sharp and cheerful, completely out of place with the heaviness in Emily's chest. Warm air wrapped around them, thick with the smell of fresh bread, butter, and sugar. Lily lifted her head, her brown eyes widening. She had not smelled anything this good in days. Golden Crust Bakery was bright and clean, all glass cases and polished counters. People stood in line with coats that fit them and shoes without holes. Emily saw her reflection in the display window as they passed. Tangled hair, stained jacket, dark circles carved deep under her eyes. She looked like someone who did not belong in places like this. But today was Lily's birthday, 5 years old. Emily swallowed. She had promised herself she would try, just once. She would not ask for money, she would not beg. She would only ask for what was already being thrown away. Lily tugged at her sleeve. "Mommy, can I sit?" "Right here, baby," Emily said softly. "Don't move." They reached the counter. The man behind it looked up slowly. Mark Reynolds. Emily would learn his name later. At that moment, she only saw the way his eyes traveled over her from head to toe, the way his mouth twisted into something that was not a smile. "Yes?" he said, flat and impatient. Emily felt her throat tighten. "Good morning. I was wondering if you have any cake that's expired or maybe expiring today. Anything you were going to throw away." The words came out rushed, fragile, like glass. Mark blinked once, then he laughed. It was loud, too loud, the kind of laugh meant to be heard. "Excuse me?" he said. Emily pointed gently behind her. Lily peeked out, half hiding, half curious. "It's my daughter's birthday. She's 5 today. I just wanted to give her a piece of cake. It doesn't have to be big. Anything is fine." The bakery went quiet. Not silent, but close enough. People shifted. Someone cleared their throat. Mark leaned back, crossing his arms. "So you're asking for free cake?" "No, sir," Emily said quickly. "Just something you're throwing out anyway. I know bakeries have to toss food every day." He tilted his head. "You know a lot about how bakeries work, huh?" Heat crawled up Emily's neck. "I'm not trying to take advantage of anyone. I just want something for my child." Mark turned his head toward the back. "Rachel," he called out, "come see this." A blonde employee stepped out, wiping her hands on her apron. She looked at Emily, then at Lily, and her expression faltered, but she said nothing. "This woman wants free cake," Mark announced. "Says it's her kid's birthday." Eyes turned, whispers rippled through the room. Emily felt Lily's fingers tighten around hers. "I'm not asking for anything that costs you money," Emily said, her voice shaking despite her effort. "Just something that's going in the trash." Mark smiled again. This time it was worse. "You know how many people come in here every week with a sad story?" he said. "Every single day someone wants something for free, always an excuse, always a kid, always a..." "It's not an excuse," Emily said. "It's true." "Oh, of course it is," Mark replied. "None of this is ever your fault, right? You don't work, but you expect other people to feed you." Emily felt tears sting her eyes. She forced them back. "Not here, not in front of Lily." "I used to work," she said quietly. "I lost everything. I'm not here because I want to be." Mark laughed again. "That's what they all say." Behind Emily, Lily's breath hitched. "Mommy, can we go?" Emily took a step back. "I'm sorry for bothering you." She turned to leave, but Mark was not finished. "Just so you know," he said loudly, making sure everyone could hear, "we don't give out free food here, not even expired. If you want something, you work and you pay. Simple as that." Emily did not answer. She walked toward the door, guiding Lily through the space that opened as people moved aside. No one looked at them directly. It was easier that way. The bell rang again as they stepped outside. Only then did Emily let the tears fall. Lily looked up at her, her face small and serious. "So no cake, right?" Emily knelt on the sidewalk and pulled her daughter into her arms. "There will be cake, baby. Mommy will figure something out. I promise. Inside the bakery, Mark wiped the counter, humming under his breath. Rachel avoided his eyes. A man sitting alone at a corner table folded his newspaper slowly. Daniel Wright had seen everything. He was 52, gray at the temples, dressed in jeans and a faded blue shirt. Nothing about him stood out. That was usually the point. He owned the Golden Crust chain, 12 locations across the state. He rarely visited without warning. He left money on the table and stood. His gaze followed Emily and Lily through the window as they walked away, shoulders hunched, hands locked together. Daniel hesitated for a moment. Then he followed them. Outside, Emily walked until her legs ached. Lily dragged her feet, exhausted. They reached a small park a few blocks away. Emily sat on a bench beneath a tree and pulled Lily into her lap. "We're still going to celebrate," Emily said, forcing a smile. "We don't need cake to have a birthday." "How?" Lily asked. Emily looked around. Children ran past with kites. A couple tossed crumbs to pigeons. Sunlight filtered through leaves. "We'll sing," Emily said. "Just us, and then we make a wish. When you wish with your whole heart, it comes true." Lily thought for a moment. "Really? Really?" Emily began to sing softly. Lily joined in, her voice thin but determined. When the song ended, Emily closed her eyes. All she wished for was a chance. Just one. Lily squeezed her hands and whispered her own wish. Daniel watched from across the street, standing near a newspaper stand. He did not move. He did not interrupt. When Emily looked up, he was already turning away. He followed them again as they left the park, keeping his distance. 20 minutes later, they slipped through a gap in a broken fence near an overpass. Daniel stopped at the corner and looked in. Cardboard walls, a torn blue tarp, a few blankets, a backpack. That was home. Daniel felt something inside his chest give way. He stayed long enough to see Emily hand Lily a bruised apple and tell her to eat slowly. Long enough to see Lily curl up and fall asleep. Long enough to see Emily finally break down in silent sobs once she thought no one was watching. Daniel turned away. That night he did not sleep. The next morning he returned quietly with a bag of food. He waited until Emily left to look for work. Then he approached the shelter. Lily sat alone, hugging her knees. "Hi," Daniel said gently. She looked up, wary. "Who are you?" "My name is Daniel," he said. "I saw you yesterday at the bakery." Her eyes dropped. "The man was mean." "I know," Daniel said, "and he was wrong." He set the bag down and stepped back. "I brought breakfast. You don't have to take it." Lily peeked inside. Bread, fruit, juice, a small cake. Her breath caught. "Cake," Daniel nodded. "For you and your mom." Tears filled her eyes. "Thank you." "You don't have to thank me," Daniel said. "Just tell your mom someone with gray hair stopped by." He walked away before Emily returned. And as he did, he knew this was only the beginning. Would you have followed them too if you were in his place? Yes or no? Daniel did not expect to feel nervous, but he did. He sat in his car 2 blocks away from the overpass, engine off, hands resting on the steering wheel. He had built companies from nothing, negotiated contracts worth millions, stared down investors and lawsuits without flinching. Yet the thought of facing Emily Harper again made his chest tighten. He had crossed a line already. He knew that. Following her, investigating her, leaving food without asking, but doing nothing had felt worse. Emily returned just after noon. Daniel watched from a distance as she stepped through the broken fence, her shoulders sagging with defeat. He saw her freeze when she noticed the bag. He saw her rush to Lily, checking her face, her arms, her legs, panic written in every movement. Daniel waited. Finally, after several minutes, Emily sat down hard on the edge of the cardboard shelter. She pressed the note to her chest. Her shoulders shook. That was when Daniel knew he couldn't stay invisible anymore. He walked toward them slowly, hands visible, stopping several feet away. Emily noticed him instantly. She stood up, pulling Lily behind her like a shield. "Who are you?" she demanded, her voice sharp with fear. "What do you want?" Daniel raised his hand slightly. "My name is Daniel. I left the food this morning." Emily's eyes narrowed. "Why?" "I don't want anything from you," he said. "I just want to help." "No one helps for free," Emily replied. "Not really. What's the catch?" Daniel hesitated, then spoke carefully. "I saw what happened at the bakery. I couldn't forget it." Emily laughed, bitter and hollow. "So this is about guilt?" "No," Daniel said firmly. "It's about dignity." She stared at him, searching his face for something she could use against him. Lily peeked out from behind her leg. "You followed us," Emily said. "Yes," Daniel admitted. "And I'm sorry. I needed to understand before I stepped in." That doesn't give you the right, Emily snapped. You're right, Daniel said. It doesn't. Silence stretched between them. Lily tugged at Emily's hand. Mommy, he's the cake man. Emily looked down at her daughter, then back at Daniel. Her voice trembled despite her effort to stay strong. You scared me. You scared her. I know, Daniel said quietly. And I won't do anything else without your permission. If you want me to leave, I will. Emily closed her eyes. She was tired, bone tired. Tired of being afraid, tired of being invisible, tired of choosing between pride and hunger. What do you want? She asked finally. To offer you a way out, Daniel said. A real one. Emily shook her head slowly. That doesn't exist. It does, he replied, but it has to be done right, safely, legally. Her jaw tightened. Talk. Daniel took a breath. A small apartment, nothing fancy, somewhere secure. Help getting your documents replaced. Legal protection from your ex-husband, job training, and when you're ready, a job. With a paycheck. With dignity. Emily stared at him as if he had spoken another language. No, she said immediately. I don't accept charity. This isn't charity, Daniel said. It's support, temporary, and conditional on you taking control of your own life. She laughed again, but this time it broke. You don't know me? I know enough, Daniel replied gently. I know you left a violent man to protect your child. I know you lost everything doing it. And I know you'd do it again. Emily froze. How do you know that? I asked questions, Daniel said. Quietly, I needed to be sure. Her hands curled into fists. You had no right. I know, he repeated. And if you hate me for it, I'll accept that. But I won't walk away now. Emily turned away, pacing a few steps, then stopping. When she spoke again, her voice was raw. If you're lying, if this is some kind of game, I swear I will disappear so completely you'll never find us. Daniel met her eyes. I believe you. Lily stepped forward then, holding the small cake with both hands. He promised things would get better, Mommy. Emily looked at her daughter. At the thin arms, the oversized shirt, the hope that refused to die. Her shoulders sagged. Okay, she whispered. I'll listen. That afternoon, they left the overpass together. The apartment Daniel arranged was small but clean. 2 bedrooms, a couch that did not smell like mold, a bathroom with hot water. Lily ran from room to room in disbelief. This is ours? She asked. For now, Emily said, her voice unsteady. That night, Emily did not sleep. She lay awake listening for footsteps that never came, waiting for the past to catch up with her. It didn't. Over the next few days, things moved fast. Too fast. A lawyer visited. Papers were filed. Emily's hands shook as she signed her name again and again. A restraining order was requested. New identification documents were started. Daniel kept his distance. He never entered the apartment without being invited. He never touched Emily without permission. He let her set the pace. But there was one thing he still had to do. The bakery. Daniel returned to Golden Crust 3 days later. He sat at a table near the counter watching. It didn't take long. An elderly man approached, hat in hand. Do you have any bread that's going to be thrown out? Mark Reynolds didn't even look up. No free food. Either you pay or you leave. The man swallowed and turned away. Daniel stood. How much for 2 baskets of bread? He asked. Mark sneered. $25. Daniel placed $50 on the counter. 2 baskets. Mark rolled his eyes but complied. Daniel handed 1 basket to the old man. God bless you, the man whispered. Daniel watched him leave, then turned back to Mark. You're still doing this, Daniel said quietly. Mark bristled. Mind your business. Daniel smiled sadly. It is my business. Mark scoffed. You think you're some hero? No, Daniel said. I think you're a liability. He pulled out his phone. I have footage of what you did to a woman and her child, and of what you just did now. Mark's face drained of color. You can't use that, he hissed. I can, Daniel replied. And I will, unless you apologize, publicly, right now. Mark laughed nervously. Who do you think you are? Daniel met his eyes. The owner. The bakery went silent. By the end of the day, Mark Reynolds was gone. Policies changed, food waste ended, donations began. But Daniel knew the real work was elsewhere. One evening, Emily sat across from him at the small kitchen table. Lily colored quietly in the other room. You didn't have to do all this, Emily said. Yes, Daniel replied. I did. She studied him for a long moment. Why? Daniel looked toward the doorway where Lily laughed softly to herself. Because I lost my wife, he said, And I lost my chance to have a family. And when I saw you, I saw something I thought was gone forever." Emily's eyes filled with tears. "We didn't save you," she said. Daniel shook his head. "You reminded me who I wanted to be." They sat in silence, something fragile and real settling between them. As you listen to this story, do you believe one person truly can change another person's entire life? Yes or no? Emily's hands trembled the first morning she put on the navy blue blazer. It wasn't expensive, it wasn't new, but it was clean, pressed, and hers. She stood in front of the bathroom mirror of the small apartment, staring at the woman looking back at her. For the first time in years, she did not look like someone bracing for impact. She looked like someone beginning again. "Mommy, you look like a lady on TV," Lily said from the doorway, already dressed in her school clothes, her backpack almost bigger than her body. Emily laughed softly and knelt down. "And you look like a big girl," Lily grinned. I'm 6 now." Emily swallowed. 6 years old. A birthday that once meant a bruised apple under a bridge now meant a warm kitchen and sunlight spilling through the window. That morning, Emily walked into the administrative office of Golden Crust Bakery with her head held high. She was nervous, but she was not ashamed. She answered phones. She organized files. She smiled at strangers who smiled back. And with every hour that passed, something inside her stitched itself together. During lunch break, Daniel appeared at the reception desk. "First day going okay?" he asked. Emily nodded. "Better than okay." "I'm glad." There was a pause, heavy with things neither of them rushed to say. "Daniel," Emily said carefully, "I still don't know how to thank you." He shook his head. "You already are." That evening, Daniel knocked on their apartment door holding a white box. Lily opened it before Emily could reach the handle. "You came!" Lily shouted, bouncing. "Of course I did," Daniel said. "It's your birthday." Inside the box was a cake. Not a small one, not a leftover. A real cake with strawberries and soft white frosting. Emily covered her mouth, tears spilling over. "You didn't have to." "I wanted to," Daniel replied. They lit the candles. 6 small flames flickered in the quiet room. "Make a wish," Emily whispered. Lily squeezed her eyes shut. When she blew out the candles, she looked up and said, "I wish that we stay together forever." Emily froze. Daniel felt his chest tighten. No one spoke for a long moment. 3 months later, the restraining order was approved. Lily's father would never be allowed near them again. Emily slept through the night for the first time in years without waking in fear. 6 months later, Emily received a promotion. She earned it. She paid rent with her own money. She bought groceries without counting every dollar. 1 year after the day they walked into Golden Crust Bakery, hungry and humiliated, Emily and Lily sat on the same park bench where they had once sung Happy Birthday with empty hands. But this time, Lily ran across the grass, laughing, her hair flying, her shoes new. Daniel sat beside Emily, watching. "You remember that day," he said. Emily nodded. "I thought the world was done with us. And now?" She smiled softly. "Now I know it wasn't." She turned to him. "You didn't save us." Daniel looked at Lily, then back at Emily. "No, you saved each other. I just showed up." Lily ran back and climbed onto Daniel's lap without asking. "Ice cream?" Daniel laughed. "How could I say no?" They walked away together, not as strangers bound by chance, but as family bound by choice. Emily glanced back one last time at the bench, at the place where she once felt invisible, and she understood something she would carry forever. Kindness does not change the world all at once. It changes one life, and that is enough. If this story touched your heart, how do you feel right now, hopeful or reflective? What do you think about the choices these characters made? If you enjoyed this story, please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell next to the subscribe button so you never miss a new story. Tell us which country you're watching from and share this story with someone who might need a little hope today.